Alrighty. We should be live. I made sure to double check all my settings for once. And everything should be alright. So yeah, what to play today? I've gotten the majority of the new boats already. I do still have to spade the atoms, so that could be a bit of fun, I guess. I think, do I have the Intrepide? I believe I do. Got myself the Italian one as well. Hello there, Boromas. So I think what we'll start off doing is just spading the atoms. And we'll see if we can, if we want to play something else after. So yeah, I haven't gotten here yet. That is definitely on my to-do list. But I was thinking of not playing battleships first off, not today at least. Well, not immediately, because battleship gameplay can be a little bit boring.
Bosun, bring us to general quarters. Engines, right state. Right, our rudder. Right, our rudder, aye, aye.
But here is next on my list to get though. I'm gonna get it by spading Kirishima, which I haven't really played yet. Not a lot at least. Do I have range on these ships?
Heavy cruiser.
So that just missiles some of these cargo ships. Usually don't think 2 missiles will do it, but we'll see. There we go. Somebody's already pretty upset with me. You, okay. Pretty off with my aiming recently though. It seems like the sometimes just gets stuck for some reason. Those engines until that fletcher is dead. I don't think I'm actually going to survive this fight.
Target identified. Destroyer. Left standard rudder.
Quite there, yes. missing him anymore, but there he goes.
Target identified.
Let's repair the engine there, so we can try and move into cover. I have the feeling we won't survive long in this spawn. They have a good rate of fire on this ship, but I don't really like the guns too much. They're not the most accurate out there.
Near miss.
Left, hard. Rudder.
Holding course. Aye, aye. Sure.
Is that the same fracture I'm seeing in the distance there? Okay, let's see if we can maybe miss one. Ideally, we'd actually want to aid for the rear turret cluster. Maybe get a shell room detonation. Actually, let's try and go for an Amarak or not. And the man is going to be behind an island, so the missile won't be able to track. And that's an engine, go again. Cover and off you go.
Abandoned ship. Lower light post.
Well, it is an issue of the ship, I guess. What you often find is that these big, or well, these later missile destroyers are quite big, so they tend to be quite easy targets. I might actually be better off not being in this little soup in the middle. But let's see. First and foremost, let's see if we have some players close by.
Ocean, make
I
condition
think there's a
1.
cruiser,
Target
but it is for the
identified.
AIs.
Destroyer.
Okay, player Agano. There's Calp who got the kill on me.
Full left over. Target identified. Destroyer.
Let's see if we can do something to the Agano.
Target identified. Light cruiser. Left standing rudder. Target identified. Destroyer.
Seems to be a bit of a stretch, really. Oh well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well just keep shooting at it. Down. Do we have a cargo ship we can see? We do, several even. We're also getting shot at by something. Let's see if we can see the shells through the smoke. It's this Ayanami. Who I see his rear turrets are looking at me, but the front turret is looking at something else. That's a fun thing AIs can do. into the target at some point.
Enemy flounder. Enemy hit. Destroyed. Contact barrel. 040. 7,000.
I want to see if I actually have the potency to just ammo a Fletcher. So I need to aim at the water line for the rear mags. Which my collision should be on.
Roll and fire death charges. Roll and fire.
Okay, that's a decent hit. I think the fuel tank absorbed most of it. Let's try again.
We are hit.
Okay, that hit the engines.
Hit.
Okay, he's hitting my bridge.
Score help control. Destroyer.
Actually, it was an AI that hit my bridge as well.
060. 8,000 meters.
Engine, all back.
This is actually almost taking too long to really get to the target. Let's go for it. Keep changing our speed.
Damage control. Repair parts.
Two repairs at once is not good, but no well. I should do multiple things now.
Repair parties. Seal the breach.
Also good to know that this missile can actually just breach the anti-frag of US destroyers.
Turns with turbines. Repair.
Okay.
Target.
Not entirely sure what happened there, but I'll take it. That cargo's not looking at me, so that's good.
Enemy hit. Target identified. Destroyer. Target identified. Destroyer.
No, there it is.
Target identified. Destroyer.
And yeah, I think we'll get some more missile DDs in the future. So when is going to be the question? It took us several years before we actually got Adams after getting Bloody. Do we have an aircraft on the radar? Will I live long enough to actually shoot a missile at it? There's something on the radar, hold on.
That's standard.
We have a target.
Target identified.
It is within range. Where is it? There he is. And there he goes.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Quite badly though. One more hit and I'm going down. We did get at least get an angle. Yeah, he's becoming very dangerous though. Let's take the Detroit because that's an actual cruiser. So it might take a little bit more of a beating.
Destroyer! Ahead! 8,000 meters!
Ocean, make condition 1. Right, hard, rudder. Target identified. Mode.
Contact barrel. 040. 6,000 meters.
I should probably really focus down that
Target identified.
Kako.
Destroyer.
Contact barrel. 8,000 meters.
They're doing pretty alright though.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Let's fight the enemy cruiser.
Ahead. 11,000 meters. Near miss.
Okay. I sheer lock dodge the torpedo.
Enemy hit.
Always good.
Direct hit.
By the way, if any of you do want to see me play some of the other new ships, just give me a shout. I have most of them unlocked. I think the only ones I'm really missing are the Gloire and Hiei. And the premium ones, of course, the premium battleships. Because I'm gonna fork over 80 euros for those things. But yeah, other than those four, I think I have all of them.
Target.
Got the ship going down now.
Oh, aye, fast.
Right standard rudder.
Right standard rudder.
Is he down right? Yeah, he is. I'll take the assist. Let me read that comment there real quick.
Enemy is floundering.
Yeah, naval tends to really have I don't know how familiar you are with the concept of black hole battle ratings, but that is definitely a thing in naval.
Right hard rudder.
I've played some of this. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I'll take a HMS Somers next. Because why not?
Steady as she goes.
Direct hit.
A bit further back, please.
Target.
Of course, it's slowing down because its engines are taken out.
Hard rudder.
Another aircraft coming in low.
Target identified.
T-49, okay.
Zero, zero. 5,000 meters. On target.
Yeah, the aim thing seems to be doing weird and wacky things recently. The impact indicator.
Destroyer. Left. 6,000 meters.
But when does it not do strange things, really? Yeah, I don't know, it might just be a curse on you, Sigil, but yeah. Like the first match I played today, well down here. Although it is not a good map for a 5-3 down tier, really.
Our victory is near.
Near miss. Lock. Direct hit.
One more good salve in the front could do it. A bit slowing down to the engine damage, that's where it lands.
Enemy
There we go.
vessel sunk. Enemies floundering. Destroyer.
vaguely on the topic of new boats, have you all heard the quasi-confirmation of submarines coming soon? Or at least us getting more news on playable submarines soon? Because that's going to be very exciting. Because the next few updates should be fairly quick, in quick succession. Succession. I think our next one is November.
Left standard rudder.
So we should be getting some news for the next update soon. Which I also realized does put me under a bit of a time crunch to get my video out on the update summary. But I have gotten all my new ship footage for that, so that should be coming out soonish. War Thunder Mobile is absolutely no way, shape or form a representation of the PC game. So don't use it as an example. It just isn't. We are leading in tickets, but we should be more convoy ships. Maybe it's a little bit late that we should be doing more convoy ships. I don't think submarines are going to be a closed beta thing. I mean, they could, but I somehow rather doubt it. They'll be in this like a closed beta you can buy into. I'm aware I'm getting shots from the left, but I really need to sink a cargo ship. Encounter is a very weird mode, but I do actually like it. Let's get those engines fixed. There's not many stuff left. Let's fight this hostile cruiser. Game over.
Great job, men.
That's a... yeah. I've seen that new conquest in South Kvarken, and it's weird. It's just weird. It's not even a... I don't even think it's a shrunken circle, it's just they moved it south. What do we get next? Let's just go ammo wetting, ventilation, and then missiles after that. And Somers was the next one we want to look at, right? So let's just jump right into it. Actually spaded. What is the torpedo range? It's already 10 kilometers? Okay, it's fine. North Sea at 4.3. Okay. That is a match. Might actually be a good map to actually use as 40 mil secondaries on.
Prepare the ship for battle.
Because for some reason, this ship has the 40 mils under manual control of the second, you know, together with the main guns. And it's weird. Also, that new button, where is it? This, no, not this one. So nice. It is so nice to actually finally have a button to switch that mode.
Enemy spotted.
And not have to just duck into the options every single time you want to disable it. Yeah. It's also very useful if you're somebody who jumps around the battle ratings a lot. Like at some points, I often don't use it, especially on cruisers, because I don't see the point of it. But then every now and then on battleships, if you have pure anti-surface secondaries, why not? The 40s have seen something. No, 40s, don't shoot a one-player coastal that's in a 2.7 boat. Don't do that, that's cruel. I bound one of my extra mouse buttons to it. This one. So it's just one, it's a button I have really easy access to. There was a very ancient keybind that used to be on that before for me, but it's, yeah, it's not even, didn't really have to think about replacing it. Oh, why was it slowing down? I don't know. Good. The aim is not that far off between the two. Not far enough to matter really, especially at these kind of battle ratings and ranges. At least in my opinion. That is not players complaining, that is rightfully a bug. They removed it from the Japanese destroyer when it got introduced because of Jinieri and Z4. Now the Wilkinson will lose it. Tough shit. I have absolutely no sympathy for the people who use the Wilkinson and spam the 3-inch guns together with the main guns. When other ships with 3-inch guns cannot do that.
Closer to victory.
That is somewhere right there. But we don't want to be in front of 3 destroyers at the same time, even though it doesn't mean the right side of cap. That's not good. We should really just cap. For some reason I thought the reload on these guns was a little bit longer than 4 seconds. But I might have been getting spoiled with American 5-inch recently. Let's for back. Just underneath guns there, and there's a nice ammo rack to shoot. Don't know where those shells went. It's right over the ammo rack by the looks of it. Back up. I also don't know why the Leningrad is not using his main guns, because he's not going this way. Can you? I thought they removed the 3-inch guns on the Tiger as well with the update. Being, you know, bindable together with the... Also, I don't really know why you would spam the 3-inch guns on the Tiger. It's just HE. At 6.0, isn't it? Or is Tiger still 5.7? I don't know. I've never really been somebody to use the secondaries on ships all that often. Also, because this guy is spamming his secondaries at me, let's return the favor. We'll load the HE to look at his guns. Try to at least. I don't know what's up with these main guns, but they are not on target, are they? At all. Getting a bit left. Definitely a very odd battle that was. And I'm going to die on his respawn, I can already tell you that much. Let's use a backup. I was very tempted to go over to Terra Nova because I've seen Terra Novas do some heinous stuff to enemy destroyers. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of these guns, despite the fact that they shouldn't be too bad. No. To be honest, it is what, a rank 1? I think? It's a rank 1, yeah. I think it took me 2 games to spade it. Maybe even that. Actually, I can check how long it took me, couldn't I? I'm not there, service record. Marines, that is nothing then. Yeah. I think if that counts as current one or not, I don't know. It didn't take me very long to spade it. As it shouldn't, for rank 1. I think 4.3 is a bit of a high battle rating for this though. So if you look at the other 4.3s, is it similar in capabilities to the Calps? Probably. A bit faster than them at least. little bit concerned as to where that Russian destroyer has gone. Because there's still plenty of time for us to lose this match. Let's go safe. I'm trying to think if I'm actually better off just firing HE at the destroyer than missing or not. Let's figure out on the next destroyer to see. Because the sap is alright, but it just... I don't know. Didn't quite have a single... Didn't quite have the alpha strike in a single salvo with this sap. Radar. But I think tracking radar has been broken on naval vessels now, hasn't it? Do I need a tracking radar is the question. So I'm not entirely sure if these mounts are supposed to be anti-air mounts for these guns, but they're not quite good for anti-air mounts, are they? Quite slow. Yeah, but 40mm guns shouldn't be like, 0.3 of a battle, 0.7 of a battle rating rather. See if the 40mm can defend me from the aircraft. Well, that's not coming after me anyways, it's just BF-19. And you crash into the ocean. Good stuff. Between those two, I think a Moffat would be better for us all than a Des Moines, because a Des Moines is really, really rough in terms of matchmaking. At least 5-inch 38 on the Moffat can still damage cruisers. I mean, arguably the 8-inch guns on the Des Moines can actually damage some dreadnoughts, but those dreadnoughts are going to damage the Des Moines a lot easier. I think they generally also just get faster matches in destroyers. Nope. Ah, not the camo. Didn't quite know why this is a pop-up window now every time you unlock a camo or a medal or stuff like that. But oh well. Let's see what that looks like. Grey? I thought the British unicolor was like a sand color. Am I that mistaken? I mean, yeah, on the frigates there's sand. Huh. I didn't notice the British destroyer camo was a grey for the unicolor. Okay. Anyways, that was the Saumarez. Actually, quite like that grey. Good grey. So, what's next? Since we're playing destroyers, I might actually take out, not that one, is that 51? Yeah, let's take out set 51. What do you mean nothing? Set 51 is still fine. Let me see what I could do in my Z51. Oh, actually, before you look too deeply at this, I had some horrible luck with my matchmaking in Z51. I got the same map 3 times in a row. I think I even... was it 4? Okay, let me check yesterday. Sure. I think that's now. Yeah, I got Franz Josef Land 3 times in a row with Z51. And that was awful. Awful. I think this was... did I play in this one? Don't remember. But yeah. Anyways. I think Z51's still fine. It is arguably worse than a similarly armed German destroyer at the same BR. And I wouldn't be too opposed to it being, you know, 4-3. But it still works.
Schiff seeklar machen.
Objekt direkt vor uns.
That's a lot of engine, actually.
Jawohl, Ruder Anfang.
Ruder mit Schiff.
Jawohl, Ruder mit Schiff. Zerstörer. Eile. 280.
Down-tiered by the looks of it?
Auf Gefechtsstationen.
Yes, we are fully down-tiered. Oh, I didn't actually equip the mines on it, did I? Oh well. That'll be for another time. I actually like the Z51. It's like a... looks like a neat destroyer. That's going to be problematic. Seeing a...
Identifiziert. Zerstörer.
keep forgetting what that premium Mitcher's name is. Wilkinson. Tsukuru is slow. It's also a big target. But it's also like 4-0, so it's fine. And again, below rank, it took me 3 matches to spade Tsukuru, I think. And the guns, even despite being HE only and despite being the short 127s, they work. They can do stuff. Also, I'm not entirely sure if this is the case, but I do actually think that Z-51 has really good gun angles for a German destroyer. Like, I would have to check with the other German destroyers, because it's been a while since I played them. But I do think Z-51's gun angles are really nice. Really good forward firing arcs. All my shells landed high on that Wilkinson though. Didn't get any good engine hits. Except for like one. I'm gonna get behind there. And let's put my guns on all targets, just in case a coastal vessel might sneak up on me. Don't catch. What is hitting my... Is that the enemies at 51? Yeah, I know. You kind of have a similar problem on British destroyers because of this little overhang. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. That will consume up close. I'm going to launch one of my very few torpedoes. There's a salvo right there, just in case. For a kill on that Wilkinson. Some damage to my engines. Oh, lob a shell over there. I think I've positioned myself a little bit poorly here. Although I should be safe. I think I'm safe. He's not looking at me either. Hold, but okay. Yeah, no, he's... Oh, no, he is. There are the 5-inch guns. Do my rear guns have an angle? They don't. Not yet. Some of them do now. If dispersion actually wants to work with me, though. Come on, that should be a good hit. There we go. He got a very good hit on me as well, though. I think I lost like 30% crew from one engine group. Which obviously also kills my mobility. I do have a bit of a cheeky firing spot here. Now he's gonna look at me, so let's start reversing. Well, something else is shooting me as well. Quite a bit of damage. I think there's a Japanese destroyer, so that's shooting me as well. That's a lot of damage. And he can arc his 5-inch shells over that island somehow. That hurts. That hurts a lot. That's a lot of fire.
Oder Backbord!
Jawohl, Backbord steuern!
Reparaturtrupp mit Schadenbekämpfung beginnen! Oder hart Backbord!
Bruder, hart Backbord!
Okay, how do I approach the sea point without dying? I don't think I can now.
Wir sind schwer beschädigt!
Should have just gone to the sea point instead of sticking to that firing spot.
Oder Mitschiff!
But oh well.
Jawohl, Bruder, Milchschiff!
Oder Steuerbord!
Jawohl, Steuerbord steuern! Gefährliche Untiefen
We
voraus!
can try it now, except we can't, because there's the fracture.
260! 5000 Meter!
We're taking half an H to rotate his rear guns as well. So I'm just gonna die. We can try and take the fracture down with us, except we probably won't.
Volle Kraft!
But we can try it. And we did. Go to the battery now.
Gefährliche Untiefen voraus! Schiff verliert Auftrieb!
But at least the fracture is also sinking.
Alle Mann von Bord!
There we go. Now let's see what this one's like. So it's the same guns, one more. So let's see if it's actually a lot better or not.
Maschinen, äußerste Fahrt voraus! Oder Backbord!
That's, you know, that's what I think is one of the major bonuses of the Z51 is just the firing arcs of that rear of those guns. What's the firing arc for all 5? Really?
Attack the main point!
Is the elevation restricted because of this? At that angle? Ooh, okay.
Boden! Heilung! 260! 6000 Meter!
Auf Gefechtsstationen! Feind gesichtet!
So yeah, I'm thinking that's just the major benefit of Z51. Just firing angles. Okay, another torpedo dodged by mere luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that rear gun just is not getting on target. Barely on target.
Das Feuer liegt decken! Volltreffer! Feindliches Schiff brennt!
Okay.
Ziel getroffen!
Rudergänger, hart Backbord!
Sadly, I think we are actually going to lose this, unless my squadron mate can
Oder Mitschiff!
make it on the B cap in time. I actually want to move towards the A cap then.
6000 Meter!
Will that deal with North, which is a bit troubling.
Identifiziert! Boot!
Heilung! 300!
That one is for K that's just sitting there is also a bit troubling really.
Oder Backbord!
So let's wait. Let's not have our secondaries betray our intentions.
260! 4000 Meter!
It's torpedoing the Vega.
Knapp daneben!
Okay, squadron mate managed to graze the B cap just in time. But But if any one of us dies, it's game over.
Schüsse liegen im Ziel! Rück zu!
And there we go. So yeah, I'm thinking it might just be the firing arcs on Z51 that make it on par with the Z43 in terms of battle rating. So it is just a cool boat as well. Okay. Since we're sticking to this kind of battle rating, why not do Tsugaru next? They actually have quite a neat little lineup now at 4.0. What else do you have at 4.0? I think literally nothing. So it is quite neat for a third 4.0. Yes. I will say mine layers like this are a lot nicer to play with the automatic mine laying button thing they added a while ago. Especially on slower mine layers like this, it gives you a nice, you know, spread on your mines without having to think too much about it. Also, I do kind of wish they'd take into account just the amount of rails you have. Because now I think it does actually do a full reload cycle, then it drops the next one from the next rail, so that's a bit of a waste, but oh well. We can deal with it. Golden Bay is not great for a slow mine layer. But yeah. Also, you most definitely can destroy mines in the water. It is just a pain in the neck to do so. But you can do it. So we are up tiered. 4737. 4737. That's not the worst, but it's not great either. Yeah, Fletchers are probably going to be our biggest problem. Or teammates that will make me capsize if you're not careful. Okay. So we most likely don't want to anger the Fletcher. Bagley could be a decent target. Oh, that's not Bagley, that's the Allen. I think this German destroyer already wants me dead. So I'll return the favor. Slowly. Sure. It's less the spawn area, it's more the fact that you only have one spawn point. So many maps would be better if you just gave it 2 or maybe 3 spawn points. Then let's have everybody spawn in the exact same tight area. Also, yeah, this is going to be the worst map for me to try and showcase this boat. thing about Tsugaru and many of the Japanese vessels armed with these 127s is you want to get in close. As close as possible, really. And that is not going to happen if you spawn in open water with enemies that just have superior guns than you. No. This thing is unarmored. It is not a cruiser. It is just a mine layer. And there we go. So another reason why we couldn't deal with the German destroyer is because he has fuel tanks protecting his engines, and we cannot kill those fuel tanks efficiently. So yeah, we're just dead. Great time. Well, we'll try it again. To very little success, but we might as well. Tsugaru is definitely one of those vessels I don't actually recommend trying to main all that often or use as the centerpiece of your lineup. It is definitely a very map-oriented ship. But I think most mine layers are really. Like, this is 7.5 kilometers away. This is pretty standard, long-ish destroyer ranges. It takes 13 seconds before my shells reach a target. I think I know some battleships who at their combat ranges have less flight time than this. But even despite how bad of a ship it is, I do actually kind of like Tsugaru. It's just such a weird... I have a soft spot for the auxiliary ships. Also kind of good looking. In my opinion, at least. But I have weird taste when it's come to the aesthetics of ships. That's another thing about shells with high arcs, with high ballistic arcs, is that it can be a real pain to fine-tune your ranging with. Because they'll quickly go over or be short due to the angle of their impact. Because the flatter the arc, the more of the vertical silhouette of the ship you have to actually hit. But if they're coming down straight on top, you only have the ship's width to really aim at. And that can be a real pain to try and fine-tune for. I'm not even going to try and shoot a K2, because that's definitely too armored for me to actually deal damage to.
Thank you very much.
I'll soon swap over to K2. Or whatever, just like shooting. There's quite a few coasts of that. interesting soon. Okay, more torpedo dodges by sheer luck. We'll take this. Guy is sinking, okay.
The enemy will win.
I'm probably not going to be actually quick enough to get to any of the capture points before the ticket bleeds. It just kills us. So that's another sad reality of this boat. And naval ticket bleed in general, really, just being very quick. Because I did see a Jaguar, I think, out there. I think does have dangerous torpedoes. Mind. I almost wish this thing actually had a float plane, just to capture some points with. I think it's going to be a while before we see funny Japanese auxiliary vessels like that. Matsu might get there in time, but I also doubt it.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Careful, he may have launched torpedoes at me. Doesn't look like it. Aircraft up. P-38, I didn't think... Where are you? TBF, that's a bit more dangerous. Except, of course, the AI coasters can just slap aircraft out of the sky like it's nothing. Really? Random Grossos single shots that's been fired? Okay. That can happen. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3 actually waited for him. Which is annoying, because now that was probably your best chance at the B decap. Like that was an all targets again. Did I just see that Shonan ate or dodge a torpedo? Okay. Okay. Weird torpedo things are afoot today. Here the aircraft. It doesn't have any kind of castle, so it's fine. We're just never going to get into cabin top on time, sadly. And there we go, yeah. Ah, that's a bit of a shame. And another camo unlock, okay. I will take that. Is it the uniform green? It is lovely. What else is there to look at, really? Well, let's just go over it again. So it's Adams, no new coastals, no new German coastals, and it was Z51. Russia got no new blue water. They got a new coastal, but sadly I nowhere near it, really. I haven't actually seen too many of these yet. And the one time I did see one in battle, it didn't really do too well. I think it's because that main armament at well, it's not really the main armament anymore, really. The 57, the missiles really are. But those twin 57s at 4.7, I think it just doesn't really cut it anymore, does it? Especially since you have to slog your way through 19,000 RP with no AP stock. Oh, but again, the missile should help with that. There's a decent pen, but next to no filler, really. 8 kilograms. What is the Adams's filler like? Because that did decent damage to destroyers. Yeah, almost 5-fold, so probably not the greatest. But it is cool looking. It does have a pretty nifty reload animation, I think. But that's going to be for the future. Then Britain got a Saumarez, but nothing else. Japan got Tsugaru and Hiei, but I don't have Hiei yet. I'm kind of curious how that one actually plays, because I did see that the ammo is different, although... Hold on. It's not as high as... Oh, no, that turret. Those rear turrets have really tall ammo racks. Compared to Kirishima, for example. It's not quite the same, is it? So I'm wondering how vulnerable those rear ammo racks are going to be on Hiei. Because that does look quite bad. At least it's shell room above magazine, not the other way around. But yeah. What else do we have? There's some coastals for Italy as well. 3-3 might be fun. There's a 2-7-1. There's Gloire as well, but I also still have to get that one. I'm very tempted to actually have a game with Entrepida because it has the really funky torpedo setup at the rear. So let's do that. Let's expert crew it as well, because why not? Entrepida also has a pretty nifty lineup for France. With the Aconite at 2.3. We did get a proper coastal map as well, or a coastal version of it. No blue water shenanigans. Avieri? It's alright. It's 4.0, right, Avieri? Because at 4.0 it's okay. I don't really like the Italian destroyers too much, but they're not bad. It's okay. I don't remember, is it a rank 3 or a rank 2? Because if it's a rank 3, it's definitely okay. If it's a rank 2, it's meh at best. Actually, I should be going to... Yeah, if Avier is rank 3, 4.0, yeah, good enough. Because the torpedo launcher only really has a firing arc towards the left. Yeah, exactly. It's, I mean, new stuff doesn't really have to be special. I don't think Z51 is that special either. I do think it has its place though. Despite some people questioning its place at 4.7. I think it's okay. It's not bad. And it does have a somewhat interesting history. I get a feeling that some people sometimes don't really see ships as just being neat. That they have to be like competitive or they have to be something special or something unique, good free, instead of just being a neat boat. And I think Z51 is definitely just a neat boat. Gun. I need my gun. It's been a while since we had some proper cruiser editions, I will say. So, the most recent one that comes to mind would be the Haguro, but that's kind of a copy-paste thing, isn't it? So, technically speaking, none of them are copy-paste. But I'd love to see some more cruisers as well. I'm not actually all that aware of how many more actual cruisers you can have. I keep forgetting that AIs can actually launch torpedoes. Yeah. That's the second. There's a lot of countries have these very interesting experimental cruisers, or just like lighter cruisers in general. I know Japan has quite a handful of them. Germany has the Spa cruisers. I think Britain probably has some interesting, weird light cruisers as well. I think there's a sub-variant of the Atlantis that America could still get as well, and I don't think anybody would complain about a second Atlanta for America. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cruisers to still get out of it. I'm going to survive this Type 5, let's find out. I'm not going to survive it. Hey, that's a decent run. Spawn a backup. Let's spawn down south to contest the sea point. Point down, point down, point down. I'm just go on the front, preventing my gun from the passing. Not sure. Might have just been my turn to put my gun out. I mean, yeah, we also have we have plenty of ships in general to add. Some battleships as well. And all we can do is be patient. might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm actually not all that interested anymore in more cruisers, more battleships and stuff. Because, I don't know, I've been getting a bit too focused on submarines lately. Because of their vague promise of more submarine news before next update. I've lost a bit of old actions from everywhere. Ow, okay, an asset fort. Didn't quite realize that was what's shooting me. I'm gonna be really honest with you, I don't think it really matters. It is perfectly fine to just never touch anything above 7.7. I've spaded my Yamato to, you know, unlock some more stuff because I had more ships to research now. 8.7 matchmaking is weak. And again, the sample text. They have literally confirmed that they will have more submarine news before next update. But yeah, the Intrepida is pretty good for a first match. Then again, we were, I think, in ideal conditions with no blue waters to contend with. Haven't spotted many occasions where I could use a torpedo, though. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think 3 dreadnoughts are all that fun to play. Because, we do have some of them. And they're not the worst, but they're just a bit awkward. Kurama is actually, I think, kind of okay. But Ikoma is a bit of a meh. It's also, you start... The problem with adding pre-dreadnoughts is where do you put them? Because if you put them lower and lower in BR, you'll only start creeping invincible battleships earlier and earlier. And that's really a bit of a... I don't know. I think that's a bit of a dangerous thing to do. We were playing the Intrepida, weren't we? Let's continue on with that. Actually, no, I don't have anything to research with Intrepida, so let's not continue on with that. What shall we play next? I don't have anything on the cusp of being researched anymore. Recently added Novorossiysk, but I'm gonna wait until the sales to actually buy it. I'm getting close to completing more tech trees, though. Like, the one thing I've actually started using the wishlist for is keeping track of all the ships I still need to get, factory-wise. And I'm down to 21, because if you have to exclude this one. So down to 21 ships. So let's maybe start actually grinding towards one of them. Also, it's kind of annoying that you have to wait that long for the daily bonus. You know what I haven't played yet? I haven't played my Mackinson yet. So now, I might as well do it now. But have I not even crewed it yet? I guess I haven't. Oh, where do I crew it though? Let's put it on the Kaiser slot. I haven't heard anything about the more naval tech trees. To my knowledge, I don't think we're actually going to get any more tech trees for the time being. At least not the remaining 2 updates. But I haven't really heard much. And let's activate some boosters. That's gonna sting, but do it anyways. Always expert my crews. And yeah, these are the 4 free modifications I got from the event, and it's just ugh. Shrapnel protection is okay, but torpedo modification, that's yikes. Could have really done with some better free upgrades. Oh, I do actually. Good shout. I do have it. There it is. And did it get its own flag? Yes, it did. So let's apply that. And off we go. I mean, yeah, turret reverse isn't too bad, but some of the other mods. Let's reduce our ammo load. That's another thing that I'm going to be talking about during my update summary video that's going to be out soon, TM. The map pool for higher BR battles has been... yeah, some things have happened to it.
Maschinen äußerste Fahrt voraus.
Small match, that's fine in my opinion.
Gefechtsstationen. Feind gesichtet.
Kollisionsgefahr.
Ruder
Although I would like some enemies to spawn on this side of the map. What's our pan like? Ooh, really not great. That is not really anti-battleship material, that. I'm not too sure on that. But it might be, although you have the Ersatz York, which is later, I believe. Which you also have in game.
Ziel identifiziert.
It's time to go for Magami, actually. Slow down for this AI, and this is got detonated by an AI.
Ziel
Okay.
identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
Heilung! 260! 11.000 Meter!
That looks like a player Italian battleship right there. So that might become a problem. Land high, but looks
Schüsse liegen
pretty
im
okay.
Ziel!
Hit so.
Ziel identifiziert. Schlachtschiff.
Heilung! 260!
Okay.
11.000 Meter!
I'm surprised that
Ziel identifiziert.
and at that angle, but
Schlachtschiff.
yeah, okay.
Heilung! 260! 11.000
But if we
Meter!
have a rough time of it.
Granaten liegen im Ziel!
Rudergänger. Ab. Backbord. Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
Heilung! 260! 9.000 Meter!
Don't really have any point in repairing it with one transmission though. So I'm just not.
Direkter Treffer!
I don't think I've ever actually sank anything with the fixed torpedo tubes. On any ship, really. Like, maybe I've gotten a torpedo kill with a cockle once before, but dreadnoughts, no. I have been... Somebody has convinced me to bring them because they're not really a detonation risk. So you might as well bring them along. I think we'll have to start dealing with the capital ship. But I genuinely don't think I can pen them. Which is good. No problem. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I have actually once hit an AI with those submerged torpedo launchers. Yeah, I am not going to plan this broadside load in at any point. Actually, is that load in or is it the other one? I keep forgetting which one has the middle turret and which one has the AA in the middle. Nope. Never mind, actual pens. By the way, not a Citadel pen, which is also a thing that got added, but I completely forgot about it. Because you only ever see it in battleship yards, and it is literally nothing. Trying to angle as much as I can. Because I haven't actually taken a proper look at the armor scheme on this thing, so I don't know how much I have to re-angle it. But I do know that the French guns are not really to be underestimated. Oh yeah, I don't think that's for the rear guns. It is such an incredibly forgettable new feature because it literally does not mean anything. There is no point in distinguishing between a Citadel hit and a non-Citadel hit. Other than confusing old World of Warships players. I'm actually doing pretty okay damage. But I think I'm going to run out of luck now that I have actually damaged most of his crew compartments. Yeah, I'm not going to get through that belt, am I? The thing is, I forgot about my depth strike as well, so I'm not going to actually be able to torpedo this French battleship either when I do get in range. What is the torpedo angle like? Ooh! Straight ahead. And then, okay, it'll disappear. And slight angle, yeah, and same in the rear. We'll see what we can do with those. What's the range on them? 6 kilometers, 67 kph, and not actually bad torpedoes. Respectable payload, decent-ish speed, decent-ish range. Yeah, not too bad. It's too bad I've actually put them in 1 meter, not 4. I see a cruiser to the right there. This would be a bit of a juicier target for me to shoot at. So, to do that, a secondary gun. We don't care.
Feuer in den Abteilungen bekämpfen!
Yeah, maybe, but it is what it is. I don't think it's really something that needs to be changeable on the fly. It's just one of those things that if you forget about it before you spawn in, it's a bit annoying.
Jawohl, Backbord steuern! Gegner getroffen!
Sap is doing good damage, but it's to be expected. Against the cruiser.
Kriegsverstand!
Victory is close.
I'm gonna be honest, I have a bit of a... I don't have good memory of that kind of stuff. And what the time to kill local damageables were like. I do remember some stuff, like the... way back when you didn't have a minimum amount of crew. Like, if you drop below 10% crew now, you will sink automatically. I remember the time then when that wasn't a thing and having to try and snipe that last percentage of crew on a Brooklyn. That was a... interesting experience, to say the least.
Steuerbord!
Jawohl, Steuerbord steuern!
And yeah, there's several iterations of hull break and flooding mechanics. All that kind of stuff. And then you had HE bug, where HE would just ignore armor on ships.
Und wird langsamer!
So you had different ammo rack metas, you'd have HE metas, you'd have SAP meta. I remember back when the Hyuga got released, you would just fire high explosive at the side of a Maria, and because you had 14-inch high explosive, it would just cause so much flooding that the Maria just sank before it could repair. Or back in the day when there actually was a decent amount of crew and AA mounts, so we just HE spammed superstructure to kill AA,
Ziel identifiziert. Schlachtschiff.
which some people still think is a thing, but it really isn't.
5000 Meter!
Let's see if we can mine it on this loader end.
Büros.
Okay,
Feuerbereitschaft.
it's a Britannia, I wasn't wrong the entire time.
Backbord.
Yeah. One torpedo away.
Kriegsverstand!
Torpedo ist los.
Ziel identifiziert. Schlachtschiff.
Feuer! 260! 6000 Meter!
Keep it up. Der Victor will be out.
Versuchstreffer!
I think the most recent major damage model bug like that was the red bug that I can remember. I think I even showcased it during one of my streams. Whereas, what was it? If you did any damage to a module, you would instantly turn it bright red, so the next hit would always destroy the module. And that was a time, that's for sure.
Ziel vernichtet!
Ziel identifiziert. Schlachtschiff.
Einer! 240! 6000 Meter!
Ruder. Backbord.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it is what it is. You just have to live with it.
Ziel identifiziert.
Its unsinkability, in my opinion, is really not that bad as some people make it out to be.
5000
It's
Meter!
not that easy to cause it either.
Schadenskontrolle an Feuerlöschtrupp. Feuer in den Abteilungen.
I think the only ever times I've actually gotten sunk by the unsinkability mechanic are in Yamato, because of the sheer amount of like 16-inch high explosive the bots will shoot at you. But outside of that, it's not really a big deal.
Direkter Treffer!
Right.
Schadensabwehrtrupps.
Auf Station!
Just keep it up.
The Britannia is going to sail into my torpedo if it just keeps
Ziel
going.
identifiziert!
I hope.
Schlachtschiff!
Got any more cruisers to bully? I do.
Ziel
Time to just
identifiziert!
keep bullying the cruisers.
Ziel identifiziert! Leichter
And to get
Kreuzer!
melee range of the Britannia.
Ziel identifiziert! Schlachtschiff!
And yeah, straight through the nose, I imagine. We have backups, might as well use them.
Schlachtschiff! Voraus! 11.000 Meter!
And I forgot to do it again.
Feind gesichtet.
Because of course I would forget.
Ziel identifiziert.
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
Schlachtschiff.
On the other hand, he's not in the gap.
Somebody attack him!
Oder Steuerbord.
Jawohl, Steuerbord steuern!
Of course he's going to shoot me.
Attack the enemy!
Oder
So we're going to start turning
Steuerbord.
away, to angle away a bit. Although I have absolutely no doubt he can ammo rack me straight through my angle belt.
Oder Mittschiffs.
Jawohl, Bruder Mittelschiff!
He's going for a front turret, is he? Okay. I do have some 15-inch battleships at least to maybe deal with this guy. Or I could just spawn on the other side of the map. Which I probably should have done to start with.
Schadenskontrolle an Reparaturpunkt. Abteilung Lenz.
And it's a fire in one of my transmissions, so let's actually deal with that.
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
Feind rennt und verliert an Fahrt! Ziel getroffen!
Schadensabwehrtrupp auf Station.
That's fire in the Barbette, so let's focus putting that out first. In the meantime, he is just sailing further and further away from the cap, which I don't really mind. I'm almost dead there, so that's going to be an issue for me. You know what? I'm going to start ignoring him because I'm not going to be able to kill him. So fire in the turret. That's probably going to be the end of me. It wasn't the end of me. We're good.
Schadenskontrolle an Reparaturtrupps! Abteilung Lenz!
Jawohl, Steuerbord steuern!
I mean, eventually. I don't see why not. I don't see this happening anytime soon, though, the Iowa refits. So it's gonna be a while away before we get to the point.
Feind rennt und verliert an Fahrt! Schüsse liegen im Ziel!
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Schüsse liegen im Ziel!
Yeah, there goes some of my secondary shells. kill, so it's all worth it. We have more cruisers out here.
Das Feuer liegt
No,
Decke!
also didn't get the kill, but he's dead.
Identifiziert!
It's fine.
Feinde! 7000 Meter!
Bruder, Backbord! Jawohl, Backbordsteuer!
Good kill. And on fire. Okay, so we're gonna go down in a flame of glory, I guess. Well, depends on whether or not we'll burn our magazines first or flood out first. I think we're gonna flood out first.
Alle Mann von Bord!
Well, doesn't really matter. I'm not using a backup on these ships. Or the game's gonna be over long before I actually get to shoot at something.
260! 9000 Meter! Granaten liegen im Ziel!
I'm going to get the MPK-33 eventually. It's just going to take a while. My Russian coastals are going to, you know, are not the fastest for me to grind. And I don't really like rushing the new toy first, because that's not how I grind my lineups.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
I think, unironically, the MPK-33 might be one of the last Russian coastals I research. So yeah, it's gonna be a while before I get it. But soon enough. Oop. Ah, another battle pass tasks thing. Yeah, it was a victory, and I did actually use a booster as well, didn't I? Yeah. Not too bad. Let's get damage control, because it's actually cheaper than fire prevention. Yeah, but for my Russian coastals, what I'm going to do is actually research 206 first. And I'm probably after that even 206M. SKR7 I can wait with because I have SKR1 rather, because I have SKR7. So I'm probably going to actually research the 206s first, then go on to the MPK-33 line. Although I could actually I could kind of skip out on the 206M because I do have the 12 for 12P. But that's for later. Still have to spade my 3.7s and then my 4.0s. But eventually I'll get there. Eventually. Ooh, nice. Yeah, my Russian and my German coastal are, I think, actually... No, they are just my last coastal trees to actually get everything with. It's a bit slow progress, but I'll get there eventually. Trying to think whether or not I actually play a match in these coastals, or if I just jump to do some more German battleships. Because that's another thing I'm getting closer and closer to, completing the German Blue Water tree. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the midget submarines just because of the sheer lack of armament they have. Being restricted to sometimes just 2 torpedoes. But I wouldn't be too opposed to the idea either. I'm really trying to think whether or not I should do some coastal matches or just do some more blue water. You know what? I think I'm going to do coastal matches. They're more fun anyways. Although at 3.7 that might be a bit questionable. So I have quite a ways to go in 201 and quite a ways to go in 204, but both of them are just in their spading bonus stage. I'm kind of curious what kind of match I'll get in these boats there. This 3.7 coastal can be quite volatile. Yeah. I am really curious though what the possible submarine news could be though for next update. And if we are to get it next update, what the implementation of it will be. Ooh. Yeah, that's something I'm a bit jealous of sometimes, is that my country doesn't really have many museum ships, if any, I think. But well, we do have museum ships, but not of the World War II era. I think we have a few ships of sail. Northport can be a bit of a mixed bag at this battle rating for coastals. Because either you get down tiered and you actually do decent, or you get up tiered and just get shredded. Especially with these MPKs. Because both of them don't really have good frontal facing armament. Yes, we do get up tier. 4.3 is very dangerous in terms of possible enemy coastals. So we need to be alert. And I want to try and get onto the B point to deploy some mines. Oh yeah, that's not... yeah. Yeah, the map changes. Yeah. The thing is, the Belgian Navy during World War II didn't really exist. Our most noticeable addition is just another a Flower Class subchaser. Which is ironically our biggest surface warfare combatant of the Second World War, to my knowledge. And the Dutch, on the other hand, with their cruisers, could be really interesting for France. And I'm kind of shocked we haven't had them yet. Forcibly reload my guns because they're almost empty anyways. And now I need to start thinking about deploying mines. I'm just going to deploy them right here in the move gap. overthink it right now. I'll try and get some mines out of this destroyer alley. Yeah. We didn't really have much of a navy. This war. It's gonna be a rich knot. Let's manually drop some mines. We'll fat finger it.
Приготовиться к минной постановке!
Go, mines deployed. Let's see if we'll get some catches. It seems like a very large farm away. Yeah, more fun. Okay. Well, 2-4 it is. Okay, I did spawn where I wanted to spawn. That's good.
Боевая тревога! Лево руля! Эсминец!
I'm not gonna get a single mine hit. I mean, they are kind of spread out.
Стоп, машины!
Still.
РБУ, огонь!
Do at least still have my RBUs.
РБУ, огонь! Противник слабляет флот. Наблюдаю хрен и деревья. Наблюдаю стаканов. Цель уничтожена. Цель! Эсминец! РБУ, огонь!
I need mines when I just have rocket launched depth charges.
РБУ, огонь!
I think some of the destroyers are actually getting a bit scared off because of the mine warnings. Which is that's actually the case.
Цель захвачена и сопровождается. Allied forces have captured a zone.
I've not been the biggest fan of the 204 though. Though getting the RBUs is a very big upgrade for it. I don't know, it's been a bit of an unwieldy boat. If you can get it into the right position, you know what the right position is. You can do really well in it, but if you can't, it's a bit unwieldy. Again, if you're in a good spot. Because if you're getting outflanked, like, let's say, here, you're in a bit of a pickle. This 204 is not tanky. At all.
Аварийные трюмные группам приступить к борьбе за живучесть.
Was not even a player. Okay. Yeah, it's again, if you can set up with it and you run into somebody who is set up in it, that twin 57 will tear coastals apart, and even some destroyers if they're not careful. But if you manage to catch it on the move, or catch it like repositioning, you can deal with it pretty quickly.
Есть захват цели.
Право руля.
I think I'm not gonna see a lot of action anymore.
Лево руля.
With these two friendly destroyers next to me. Okay. Excuse me? Like, see what I mean? It's not really... Yeah, that's happened. Not just a Satsuki, an AI Satsuki caused it to explode. But what happened is he just hit my ammo rack. All he did was just hit the ammo rack underneath my 57 of the HE shell. So it's... Okay, for a second I thought that was a missile, but that is a float planes or some aircrafts like smoke trail, I think, like wing smoke. But for a second there I thought it was a missile. Granted, there still could be a missile boat out there. SBR, you never know. Yeah, the match is too short for me to use a backup. I've tried to use a Fritz X, but I'm not good enough at it. I also find that the circumstances to use them, if you want to use them against armored targets, you just have the circumstances are really difficult because you have to fly above AA to really get to aim them. I do know somebody who is an absolute menace with Fritz axes though. He's even managed to like direct impact bomb me while also playing the L5095 or whatever it is, 9059. Yeah, that last hit. That is my hit. I need enemy hits. Just straight to the magazine. You know. That's what happens. Just very abrupt when it does happen. Especially when it's the first hit an enemy makes against you and you just straight into the magazine, you never see it coming. But oh well. Let's just keep going. Oh, I think I've lost an Alaska like 3 times in a row to the same guy with Fritz axes. It was somebody in HU177 in arcade. I think it's on stream as well, so... The one time I actually tried arcade EC again. Never again. I still didn't really fully... Although, actually now that I say it, I was about to say that I didn't fully get the allure of EC. If we do get submarines, EC might be very fun for it. Well, we already have the those rocket-powered 500 kilo bombs on the Battle Pass, Heinkel 177. Those are not quite as anti-ship as the Fritz Axes are in terms of armor penetration. Yeah, we do. Long queue anyways. Where is it? Aviation. This one. Secondary weapons. There it is. So yeah. We do have those. You know, I see that topic come by quite often, the topic of, oh, Coastal needs their own game mode to not get interfered by Blue Waters. It really isn't that big of a deal. Because in my opinion, by the time... So... How do I describe this properly? The most difficult thing about facing Blue Waters in a Coastal is if you're out of position. Is if they catch you in a spot where you cannot ambush them, or if you just aren't prepared for them. That's when things go wrong. Oh, this has been a while since I've had this map. But if you're prepared for Blue Waters getting into your caps, if you have the map position, because that's what happens, is if you lose the coastal battle, and then enemy Blue Waters get into the coastal area, you're done. You've already lost. And that's kind of the annoying part about it, is that you just cannot really fight back at that point. But that's not necessarily because of Blue Waters interfering with coastals. It's because you've already lost the coastal fight. Or you didn't, or the coastal fighting didn't resolve before the Blue Water fight got to there. And in my opinion, there are there are quite a few coastal vessels that can actually fight back against Blue Waters. Be it by ambushing with torpedoes, be it by actual gunfire. And it does also help that most early ranked Blue Water players are not the most environmentally aware, or not the most savvy with the aiming system and its quirks at close range. So you can often get away with things that you would be surprised by. I think when you get to the end of coastal lines, that's when it gets a bit trickier. When you get to like 4-3, 4-7. I think 3-3, 3-0, 3-7, that's still okay. But 4-3, 4-7, then stuff gets a bit difficult. Because even, like, look at me, I'm the only coastal vessel on my team. And I haven't seen any hostile coastals either. And then it just gets boring. Because the thing is, so I have to be on the constant lookout for enemies. And either I'll get sniped by a Blue Water vessel, or, because it's a full up tier, or a decent up tier, I think, okay, is it? It's a 4-3 match. So I have to constantly be aware there might just be a PR-206 around the corner somewhere, and the PR-206 will just kill me outright. And I think that kind of dulls the experience of playing the higher tier coastals. Like, what was that? Why were there rocket impacts around me? Let's go see what he is. Okay. Ooh, hello. Guy who was definitely not in my chat earlier. Please don't. I get a feeling I know whose missiles those were now. Please don't. Please don't. You have a cap. Let me get a cap. We'll be fine. Hello there. I haven't actually gotten a Richelieu myself. I haven't also seen that many of them since the first few weeks. The thing about Dunkirk is that you have to angle a lot more than you think you do. Like you have to angle more than 45 degrees. Which often takes people by surprise. Because the thing you want to angle is your bulkheads, the intersection between the main armor belt and your front bulkhead. And your bulkhead is thinner, so you want to expose more of your side than you do your front. Yeah, expose more of the side than the front. I said it correctly. Just think there for a second. I mean, when it comes to French battleships, yes. When it comes to 8-7, no. And that's the problem. The thing about Dunkirk, Richelieu and Strasbourg is they're incredibly easy to exploit. Because people think, okay, all front-facing guns means I go bow in. You do not go bow in those ships. I'll showcase it a bit better when I actually get out of this match, maybe. Let's deploy some more mines. A bit sporadically maybe, but deploy them nonetheless. Hockey is a bit of a rare sight. Scary sight though for a coastal. I think actually on that note as well, think of the thick. I think I do have a stream on Strasbourg, so that's something you might want to look at. And maybe, although, yeah, I think the same things or the same thoughts for Strasbourg or commercial, you know. I think it's been a while since I actually played at Dunkirk itself because it actually has less armor than Strasbourg. But it is the yeah. They're very sensitive to angling, those ships. So they're also kind of a good way to learn how to angle. The Richelieu specifically. I mean, yeah, but you don't really have to think about it too often. The design specs and stuff like that. And again, I haven't actually played Dunkirk itself all that often. I played Strasbourg, which is up armored. I believe noticeably so. Vertical impacts are sounding quite loud. this thing. Let's force a reload. Okay, that guy has seen me and is not happy with me. So let's turn around. And get rid of dodge.
Лево руля. Право руля. Малый. Попадание.
Цель уничтожена.
Where does VLT-1 go?
Есть поражение.
So you might actually still be able to turn this around. Okay, I shouldn't question lineups too much, but sometimes I find questionable lineups. I am shocked that that guy's still alive, actually. That'd be 204.
Право на борт. Лево руля.
How many ships is that going to be? 'Cause I get a feeling I might have to intervene now. He's at his front.
Попадание.
So I am reloading now.
Машины назад.
Есть поражение. Цель уничтожена. Попадание.
Yeah, the Colbert. I thought I was going to not like the Colbert because it only has SAP, no proper AP. But the Colbert is actually a surprisingly decent heavy cruiser,
Опасна малая глубина прямо по курсу.
I found. And same with the French battleships. I thought French dreadnoughts were going to be a bit meh. No, they're okay. Especially I thought the hitting power of the French dreadnoughts were going to be a bit middling, but no, they're actually pretty decent. Do I have the pen to go for the ammo rack? Do I have the pen to go for the ammo rack? I think I do. I think I do.
Эсминец.
Or an AI Aquila can hit my depth charge directly. That's also a possibility for that.
Боевая тревога. Лево на борт. Прямо руль.
Let's see what we can do with 204 now. people there? Actually within RBU range maybe? I'm a bit short on my RBUs. It's fine. There you go. Oh, happy to have you. Usually, I do them weekly, but September has been a bit of a rough month for me to try and do that. But usually I do them weekly. And always on Saturdays. Okay, that guy should be hidden. Good to know.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
Yeah, there we go. The one thing I am kind of struggling with nowadays is knowing what to actually play in the live streams. Because I'm kind of running out of ships to grind. And I'm either playing high-tier coastal or battleships, and that's a bit boring to do nothing but those kind of things. So I'm always open to vehicle requests when it comes to naval. Or maybe just general VR ranges. Check the gun. Ooh, that's my steering gear. I kinda needed that. Facing him. There's an anvil from the end. What do you know? Okay. Oh, that's where that spawn goes, okay. Oh, the map is a lot smaller than I thought it was. I didn't quite realize that the enemy coastal spawn could go to the island on the other side of B that quickly. Hold on, let me try and show what I mean. Yeah, sure, improve rangefinder, why not? Yeah, that was a good round. First and foremost, Richelieu, where are you? What are your armor values like? 350, but it is inclined quite well. And then it's 233. Ooh, that's a bit of an annoying corner. So what you want to do, in my opinion, is try and equalize these two values, right? By angling, roughly. So something like that is kind of an optimal angle, I'd say. Which, as you can see, is surprisingly broadside. And yeah, it's just... That's how angled you need to be to actually optimize your Citadel armor. What I believe is a trick to remember, at least on the Dunkirks it works, but on this one doesn't quite. If I look at Dunkirk, where is it? There it is. I try to put my turrets in line with this angled bit. So if I look at the armor here, so let's say a bit more, about there is equal, right? And you'll see it almost lines up with this bit. So if I angle the side of my turret so it aligns with this side bit, that's how much I angle in the Dunkirk and the Dunkirk and Strasbourg, roughly. So that's a good visual, like, I don't know, visual marker to angle to. Actually, let me just test it so I can show you what I mean. Instead of trying to vaguely explain it. So if I angle in a way that my turret is roughly like that to my target, that is the angling I want to take. Maybe even slightly more than that, you know? But that's what I look at for my angling on the Dunkirk and the Strasbourg. It's probably still not going to save you, because they're not the most armored battleships. They're probably still going to penetrate, and fires in the barbettes can still spread down and stuff like that, but that's at least what I aim for. For Richelieu, though, I don't see an immediately obvious, like, angling mark. Well, maybe. Maybe this bit right here, if you align the guns to be at the end of that, that might be a good angling point, but I'm not entirely sure. So if you were to...
Préparez le navire au combat.
Let's just do the A. Let's just do the A. Have their fun. I think. Like that, I almost want to say would be your angling like marker here. Put the guns roughly in line with this front. Not quite sure what it is, wave breaker, something like that. I know it has a proper name, but I forgot what it is. But that might be what you want to angle like. It is. Yeah. That definitely happens. Oh, let's just keep going, I guess. And I do want to say that's just what I think you should angle like in Richelieu. I don't have it, I've never played it. So do take my words with a little grain of salt. But I do know that a common, not mistake, but a common, like, misconception about the Richelieu and Dunkirk and Strasbourg is just how much you have to angle in them. Because that front plate, if you don't angle enough, enemy battleships will just go straight through that front plate, straight into your magazine. And it's really not that difficult. Another match on Northport. Yeah, US battleships do have a lot of punching power. Okay, just try that, see what happens. There's also only so much angling will actually do. My own personal copium opinion is that we will eventually see playable aircraft carriers, but I do have a video on the subject and I think it is going to be difficult. But I would love to see playable carriers as well. Guns. Yeah, I can get that feeling that the French just kind of stop at their early dreadnoughts. It's not really the best of factories in my opinion, currently. I really don't want to get caught in front of the Judachi. This should be fine.
Трёмной группе осушить отсеки.
Yeah, we're fine. There might actually be a good gap to mine right here. This is a popular area for destroyers to get through. So, the interesting thing about that BF-19T we got, isn't it the land-based naval version? So the one without the actual carrier equipment, sadly.
Приготовиться к длинной постановке. Лево руля.
Ouch.
Аварийной
As we
группе.
expected.
Ликвидировать пожар.
Let's just try and complete our mining mission. And covered one of the two gaps.
Покинуть
Kind of.
корабль.
I didn't actually know. I thought that the BF-109T that we got didn't have any raster gear on it. But I could be wrong.
Право на борт. Все машины назад.
Traded. Now what do I spawn as a backup in? Something to go for. Be a bit more reliable against blue waters.
Угроза столкновения!
Самый полный.
Maybe use my rack until this stop. Let's take my turn. So I'm spawning Albatross. Where is
Лево
it?
на борт. Цель.
Oh, that's not
Эсминец.
good. Yeah, straight into the magazine. Those RBs are going to be way behind, aren't they? Yep. Yeah, that's the life of a coastal player sometimes.
Most of the zones are taken by the enemy.
So this situation is what I described with the coastal battle wasn't resolved yet by the time the enemy destroyers got in there. So me and his Albatross were trading left and right, but we were both on our third spawn now, and now the destroyers are there. And I was caught a little bit off guard by the Judachi pushing up. Also, he pushed up in the gap that I mined, didn't he? Darn. I can understand that, but I just rely on the AP. AP is good enough against coastals, and I think the swapping between the belts would just be a bit too costly. But that's just my personal the way I play. I always tend to go for AP belts on even coastals. That's going to miss, but we can try. I'm not good at high altitude bombing like this. Relatively a near miss, good to know. It's also a Fletcher, so I'm still alive is a surprise to me. The guy over there standing still though. Can I bomb toss it? Can I bomb toss it? Can I bomb toss it? Maybe. That's a miss, because I veered off course, trying correct. Yeah, it's the enemy blue waters do have a very easy time of getting to the B point. That guy's moving. Yeah, I missed him by quite a mile. Still alive. Those are all Fletchers shooting at me. Should be able to make it back to base. Yeah, the Dutch got himself a really good spot now. And the Fletchers are now also coming from the side, stopping our destroyers from going to B. It's just rough. I do also actually think that this side of the map has a worse time of actually taking control of it than the other one. Because they have a straight line into the sea point. We have to go around the corner. Hold on. Hold on. Why does the air map still show the islands? Well then. Classic Gaijin quality control. I was about to say they have a straight line in there and then I just, you know... Why are the islands still there? Feature, clearly. It is to make sure you can navigate with map inaccuracies, clearly. Not fall out of the sky. The thing is, this makes me question why is the air-based map different from the naval map? Why are those two different maps? Actually, no, now that I think about it, of course they're two different maps, they have different grid squares on them. But why? I think that's worth a bug report in the future. Oops, that's where I went to click. Yeah, by the time I'm airborne, the match is over.
We don't have the advantage anymore.
Those are nothing but Fletchers, so I don't really want to try and bomb them again. There is the Dutchy on B, which doesn't have an awful lot of AA, just two pom-poms. The two pom-poms can still be dangerous. But again, I don't think we actually reach the target in time. There we go. Yeah, coastal matches like that are always a bit rough, but they're a part of it. Yeah, that's always not great. At least get some more modifications on this aircraft. And I think I'll do one more match. So if anybody has any requests for a vehicle, I can always do that one of those. You know what I could do, actually? Hold on. Let's start researching Richelieu again, because I want to research Gloire with the Bretagne and Lorraine. Where is my Max BR lineup? There it is. Let's do one of these. Let's see what I can do with the Strasbourg. Yeah, my Dunkirk is still stock. Oof. Also, I don't think I've actually played these ships since they got AP instead of SAP. Because they changed this from being a SAP shell to an AP shell. I don't think I've actually tried that yet. That's the other thing I find annoying about the Strasbourg and Dunkirk, is that they're two different battle ratings. So you can't really spade Dunkirk whilst having Strasbourg in your lineup at optimal levels. I mean, the SAP wasn't actually that painful before because it was still pretty high penetration SAP. I think it still had like 450 odd millimeters of pen. Although I don't recall exactly what it was. Small match, as is to be expected. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Let's reduce my ammo load, thank you. I don't even know why I have that much HE loaded. No, let's stick less. There we go.
À vos postes de combat. Moteur, pleine puissance.
Yeah, at least you don't see those.
Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté.
So yep, this is kind of the angle I want. Although it can be very difficult to actually angle against multiple things shooting you. So you do have to keep an eye out to see if somebody's targeting you. Like that British battlecruiser. Player, okay. Not too worried if they're not players. So I always look around, look at the names. That's a nice now, lovely. I do not. I've heard, I vaguely know what it is, but I have not played Stormers. But those guns do seem to be looking at me, don't they? Decent range, too little lead. I've only played one battle in Mackens earlier at the stream. It's a German battlecruiser. At 7.0 I think it's a bit of a meh, because you have 4 15-inch capital ships at 7.0, and you don't actually have a significant reload advantage over those capital ships. So it is just... it's there. It's neat, because it is the only German ship with that gun caliber. But, I mean, why bother with it, really? Slow down, I don't think I can. turret hits. Something detonated, but I kind of doubt it was the igniter now. Way too high. Let's see what that does. Decent. Height is too low now. Because this AI is going to push me broadside. I don't like that. There we go. Back. Too low again. He's actually sailing slightly away from me. So I don't need to do that much. There's something flying there, I think, and I don't know what it is. To get that accurate ranging. There we have it. Let's go for that. They know what it is. It's suspicious. Those were good hits, but I don't have the pen to actually deal with it at that range. Good to know. I'm gonna switch targets. Something I might actually pen. Although I did hit his belt, I didn't actually hit his upper belt. Oh yeah, getting fully spun around is so annoying if you're in a dreadnought. Because it takes you ages to get back where you actually want to be. You just need to be careful what's in front of me. Because that's what I'm showing my flat on the bulkhead too, but it's a lot of AIs, and like one guy in a Maria that's not looking at me. Okay, for me the Ignite seems to have a skill issue of aiming as well, so... Another problem is I think the biggest threat to me is this Ignite now. So I need to constantly angle towards him and nobody else. That of course does leave me exposed to a third party I might be privy to, shooting me right in the side or the front. But I don't really see any threats like that, so... I got also hit on the turret front, I think I saw there. Stop repairs and just lost some guns, can't really ready to deflood. Decent hit, fire in the turret. Maybe it'll spread. spreads. Ooh. Will the Gneiss now put it out in time? Maybe not. Who knows? Ah, he put it out. I mean, I have only really been getting shot at by AI with high explosive. And the one Gneiss now that hasn't really hit me. Another fire. Glad to see this. I can't really move now though because of my flooding problems. I keep getting big holes punched into the front of my ship. Fires in the secondary turret so I can ignore it for the large part. The holes are patched up, they're not patched up. I seem to have gotten the ire of almost all of the AI ships on the enemy team, so probably going to die just because of whole section loss. But an interesting thing now is that this Gneiss now is moving this direction. So if I just respawn down south and angle differently, I'll be able to keep all the player ships onto one side of me. I think. It also seems like Gneiss now is actually put his attention elsewhere. So I can maybe start doing the same. This done, so stop the flooding repair because I'm not de-flooding anytime soon with all of the HE hitting me. Stay here now. Accepting our fate. Was it actually putting him down? Looks like it did. What do I have on my side? That's there we go. Single to lost. Yeah, 2 angles. This is fine. This is extremely fine. This is peak spawning in first on one of these maps. You do actually get some score from taking hits, to my knowledge. So, oh well. There I finally go. The Gneiss now actually hammering me. Isn't that a different Gneiss now? Or is it the same one? But yeah, I was dead anyways. So that's fine. Okay, HE only, that's gonna be rough. That was a lot of noise, and I do apologize for that. But it was indeed a lot of hit noises. I'm actually going to look at where that Gneiss now killed me with. I want to see what that final hit was of the Gneiss now. Then I'll look into this after this battle. Because if it was actually patting me through the nose, then that's fine. try shooting for the carriers there in the back, but that's not going to do anything, is it? So might as well keep shooting this Pittsburgh. Not Pittsburgh, oh, what is it? Baltimore. Now, nice there, so ideally, actually, I would angle myself towards the guys now. Although his attention is not on me. Of course, it's not all that easy if you're actually using your turrets as a reference for angling, if your turrets are not looking where the enemy is. But at least the Dunkirks do have very fast rotating turrets. There you go, I'm angled towards the guys now. I'll slow down a bit once I'm at the side of the cap. Keep that angle going. Secondaries involved as well. They're all loaded with HE anyways. That's gonna be rough, isn't it? So I'm not actually too confident in my armor withstanding guys now some launch torpedoes. We'll try, you know? We'll try. Let's see if our angling will do something. But now because the guy now has us in his sights, we do need to just fire back. We need to fight back. We need to let them know that we are not going to just sit here.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
Yeah, it is. That's the fun thing. Oh boy, I'm already on fire. I'm gonna die to the fire in the Barbette. Yeah, there goes the detonation. And there goes the rest. So that was not directly my main citadel being penetrated. That was just a fire spreading through my Barbette immediately, because stock ship, no fire prevention, no ventilation, no wet ammo storage. So that happens. Yeah, this match is going to be pretty much over, really. Let's try and angle away again. Because that's... You can angle your citadel as much as you want. You cannot angle Barbette, sadly. So you just have to live with the fact that if your Barbette goes up and you don't have the necessary like fire prevention equipment, you're just gonna blow up. That's just gonna happen. Like the second I saw that Barbette get set on fire, I knew I was dead. Let's see if we can challenge the guys now even more. This match is pretty much over anyways. might as well do a bit more testing.
Cible identifiée. 3 heures de bataille.
That's a fire, very low in the barbette. And an already damaged magazine. Please kill the guys now. That'd be really fun. Through your magazine already. He's put out the fire there now, hasn't he? Yep. I'm gonna switch targets because he's focused on other stuff, and I actually wanted to get a little bit more RPM, a bit more research. I am slightly concerned that I am the best performer this match though. At this range, can we ammo rack this guy? I think we can. We cannot. Okay. It's actually just below the waterline, isn't it? Trace from this Loren. Well, like the shots being fired at the Loren. Rodney got sunk pretty nice now, really. Okay. I remember Rodney's being kind of hanky against flooding, but there's not that one. Really? I think this Ursa York might be a nice target. Let's see where that shell goes. Into the water, because of force. There we go. But still. I mean, yeah. Strasbourg is just a better Dunkirk. Basically every aspect. So, let's look at the hit analysis, shall we? So, enemy hits. As you can see from the barrage I've been taking for the entire match. Quite a few. So let's just see where that first Strasbourg ends, shall we? Jesus. So this entire scroll bar is here is I think the wait, I got killed by sap. That did nothing, okay. So it must have been a fire that actually put me out then, didn't it? Sort of a direct magazine hit. Let's see. Although that angle is very front, so you might have just... No, really? Okay, that didn't go through. What about this one? Ah. That was a non-pen. So what finished me off there? It must have been a fire or something like that. Actually putting my Strasbourg down instead of a direct magazine hit. As for the Dunkirk, we all know what happened to the Dunkirk. See? But actually, what shell is this? Because it's not panning, as you can see there. But then this one is the one that set me on fire and killed me, isn't it? Oh, it sneaked into the corner, didn't it? So this one right here. Yeah, you can see it's stuck into the corner. It sneaks into this little corner segment right there. And that is... Skip. No, not there, into another battle. It's this, is where he hit me. So I was actually not quite angled enough. Also, this corner section is actually not that thinly armored as this one it is, but this one is still fine. But I was... I mean, how much more angle can I actually give, really? Quite a bit, actually. Yeah. I was not angled enough towards the Sharnhorse there at the end. Big nice now. But it's those tiny differences that can matter. But that is, yeah. That's how it goes. Anyways, it's been 3 hours. Getting quite early in the morning now, where I am. And I'm going to leave it here for tonight. Things that I want to say. I'm hoping to make the update summary videos somewhere this week, somewhere by next weekend. Next week I should be back again, playing more boats. I'll still have to see what kind of boats, but we'll see then. So yeah, thank you all for coming to watch, and I will see you in next week, probably.